Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. It's Monday night, 8:40 p.m. here in New Jersey. Yeah, hope you're doing great. I'm on just until 9 at the latest, and I'm going to do some sketching. And I see Nan's Life 7 says, "What are we creating today?" Excellent question. So I'm going to do a quick sketch inspired by the interior of the cathedral at Princeton University. So actually I'll put an image on the screen. You can kind of see what I'm using as a guide, but there you go. So this is a really cool, sorry, it's a chapel over at Princeton University. Was able to see this during the summer, and I thought it'd be fun just to do a real quick sketch, kind of inspired by the interior. I'm not going to copy this exactly. As you can see, it's beautiful, a lot of detail here. That's why I take pictures, because pictures, I can capture that detail. Sketching is about having fun and just creating kind of a mood or atmosphere. So yeah, so I'm going to base it off of this image here. I'm going to take that off screen. Boom. Let's do it. So let me know where you're watching from. I have adjusted my settings. I had an update with software. I hope you guys are seeing this okay. Hope you can hear me okay. And my music is not too loud. Alright, so I'm sketching on a sheet of watercolor paper. 140 pound. I love this paper. Here it is. So in case you want to know what I'm sketching on, right here. And it's 4 inches by 8 inches. I love the format. I'll zoom out. You can see it better. So yeah, I'm going to try to fit a perspective view on here. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's do some sketching, guys. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to start. Let's start over here. Hopefully I fit this all. This is a really cool chapel. So beautiful. I have a bunch of pictures of the outside as well, and I've done a sketch of the outside. I'm going to do more sketches of this, I'm sure. Princeton University is a really beautiful campus. It has a lot of neo-Gothic architecture, which is so cool. The stonework, it's mind-blowing, to be honest with you. Got this cool kind of Gothic arch here on the inside. And we got some lines coming across here. And we're going to create a perspective view. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. I really like sketching Gothic architecture, and I'm not really sure why. I think I just find the shapes and the forms really fascinating, and Gothic architecture seems to really lend itself nicely to my loose style of sketching, which is something I'd never planned on. It just happened. I noticed it when I started sketching St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. It just came out really cool with my kind of loose, wonky style. And if you haven't been to St. Patrick's Cathedral, it's an incredible building. And I was there maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I spent a good amount of time inside there, just sketching and absorbing it all. Got some videos. It's such a cool space. All right, so you can kind of see it's coming together a little bit. We have an archway kind of looking down the hallway there. And then we have our church benches kind of happening here. So if you're watching, feel free to say hello. pop on. Hopefully you guys can see me on Facebook and YouTube. I know YouTube's working. I see Nan's Life 7 out there. So I know YouTube's working, which is good. This is kind of in the background, this arch. And I purposely picked this small sheet of, zoom out a little bit, I purposely picked this paper. I was originally going to use this here, my 9x12 sketchbook, which I could have fit a lot more on, but I went with this narrow kind of landscape size, just to kind of enforce the verticality of this space I'm sketching here. So sometimes you can pick your paper size and format based on an effect that you want to try to get. And again, I was just trying to capture the verticality of feeling when you're inside this amazing space. How many times did I say amazing tonight? We should play a game. Who can guess how many times I said amazing? Although I think my favorite word is awesome. Not amazing. I say awesome all the time. Ask my students in school. But cool. So hopefully you're getting kind of a sense of this. I'm drawing this side a little bit lighter. It is further away. This is kind of closer. I might be bold and brave and break out the bigger Sharpie and just pop some of these lines out here so it looks closer. Yeah, I think I'll do that in a minute or so. Got the church benches here, kind of the sides of them happening. And there's another arch back in here. So this kind of is like a little hallway, or it's kind of the side of the chapel here, and the main area is out in this way. We have another arch kind of back there. And I'm going to sketch in some of the floor pattern. It's going to help with the depth and perspective. So we have these amazing floors. I don't know if they're marble, maybe. Marble floors in here. I'm just going to sketch some of the lines in for the marble. Just to create, again, a little sense of the depth. It's kind of wide here, and then the spacing gets a little closer as it goes in the back. And that's just a cool way to create the idea that we have depth going on here. It's not an accurate perspective, it's just a quick shorthand way to capture it. Cool. There you go. Hey, Araset's in the house. Araset says, hello. Nan's Life, you've been inspiring me to look more closely at the architecture in my area when I'm out and about. Yes, that's awesome. Sorry if my face is half on camera and off. I adjusted my computer today. How do I fix that? Let's see. I'm gonna do that. That's awesome. I'm so glad. I love that. And I feel like that's one of my ultimate goals when I'm actually teaching in school. So if any of my students are ever watching this, one of my goals is I really just want people to look at their world differently around them, especially the built world, the architectural world. That is so cool. I mean, last year I had a student, she came up to me towards the end of the year and she said exactly the same thing. She's like, I was at this airport and I'm starting to really see things differently. And for me, that is a win-win situation. I love it so much. So I'm so glad you said that. Cool. Hey, the Overseer says, congrats on hitting 500. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're just over 500, 508. Now I gotta hit 3,000 viewing minutes of time. YouTube has these really weird statistics or numbers you have to reach in order to get like monetized and things like that. So I think for the first level, you need 500 subscribers. I think you have to post something within the past 3 days. And you also need 3,000 hours of viewing time. I'm at I think I'm just under 800. I don't know if it's hours or minutes, guys. I could be wrong. I forget. It's they need 3,000 something. I'm at like 800, so we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're chipping away at it. Any ideas? I just want be able to spread this and get more people just to kind of watch this, and hopefully I can just keep making positive impact with this fun stuff. All right, cool. So I kind of like this. I'm gonna leave this light. I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna break out the big Sharpie. I think I might, just to darken some of these lines up. I really like how this is kind of very loose. I didn't sketch any detail here. But this arch is kind of framing everything, so I want to make this line here darker. So I'm going to use a thicker Sharpie. Araset says, just popping in because already in another live stream, wanted to come in and see your great work for a moment. Hey, thank you, Araset, for popping in. It's great to see you. Hope all is well with you. Enjoy your other live stream. It's always awesome having you on here. Thank you. We have an old army base here, and I'm just loving the old buildings that show the wear and history. That's so cool. Alright, so I have this thicker Sharpie, and you're going to see I'm just trying to pull that out a little bit, so now it just offset this edge from back here, so I wanted this to look closer. So sometimes you just have to go for it and grab a thicker Sharpie. So these are the two different points I was using. You can see them. So I'm going to bring them closer. And this is, I typically will use the extra fine, and there's also an ultra fine point. I prefer the ultra fines. This happens to be the extra fine, and then this is a fine point. I kind of wish Sharpie would change their naming systems and maybe have like small, medium, large, extra large, because sometimes the naming convention is a little confusing. So we have some round columns here. I'm gonna just kind of do this, and if you were in my architecture class last week, sketchbook assignment was the Parthenon in Greece, and one of the things I kind of went around talking about to my students was to kind of get the columns to look a little bit round, and that's one way to do that is kind of drawing these curved lines here. It's a great way to get your columns to look round. You can also add shadows as well. This one might be almost done, guys. I don't know if I want to add too much more. I'm kind of liking it. I think I like it where it is. I think we're going to leave it at that. And there you go. You can see the overall image right there. This is so cool. I'm wondering if this is broadcasting to Facebook tonight. I don't think it is. Usually I'll have one or two people from Facebook popping on. Like I said, I had to update the software, so I might have to change some settings. Cool. All right, guys, there you go. So there's a quick interior perspective sketch, INKspired by the, keep forgetting the word, it's not Cathedral, the Chapel, I think they call it, over at Princeton University. And I'm really liking it. Let me just show this keystone here, maybe. Arches have keystones on them. Cool. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to head out. It's almost 9 o'clock. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for liking and sharing this and subscribing to YouTube. Appreciate you guys and your positivity as well. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your Monday. I'll be on sometime during the week, maybe Wednesday. I'm not sure. I have a really busy week ahead of me. But until then, keep paying it forward. You know, keep using your creativity for positivity. And yeah, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back. And remember, if you can scribble, you can sketch architecture. Trust me, it works. See you guys real soon. Take care. Have a great, great night. Now I'm going to do the wave, the funky waving while I hit the finish button. This takes coordination. Take care, guys. Have a great, great night.